Guys, UFC 308 is almost here, and I'm sorry to tell you this, but, if you're one of those guys who's looking forward to, Max getting his belt back, getting a big first-round KO against Topuria, and, Khamzat Chimaev gets fraud-checked by Robert Whittaker, even though he kind of has already been fraud-checked, and then, Rakic is going to get that big win against Magomed, and he'll call for a title shot. That's not going to happen, bro. These fan favorites, or not even really fan favorites in the case of, like, Rakic, but, these guys who we're kind of going to be rooting for if, you're the normal fan, and you're not necessarily the biggest Dagestani fan, they're not going to be winning, okay? They're going to be dominated, and they're going to end up losing, and this card's not going to be very enjoyable if you're, rooting for a Rakic, or rooting for a Whittaker, or, God forbid, I'm sorry, if you're rooting for Max Holloway, even though I love the guy, dude, Ilia Topuria is going to put on a masterclass or knock him out. And, dude, by now, if we haven't realized, these little things, like, the villain always ends up winning in the Abu Dhabi cards, okay? Every time we go to Abu Dhabi, the guy that, most normal fans, or, most people are fans of, like, Charles, or Volk, or, Corey Sandhagen. That was a fight night, but, Corey Sandhagen, he was there, too, and he lost against Umar. Volk, despite the fact that we all thought he had something up his sleeve, he did get put out in the first round, and, it never goes our way. Instead of Charles getting his big first-round submission, he ends up getting subbed, okay? The guy who, the best submission artist in the UFC gets submitted by Islam Makhachev, and then Islam gets the belt, and, it's a freaking horror story, pretty much. At the time, it was, but, Islam now, he's a good guy or whatever. We did have to witness him killing Volk, but that was at Abu Dhabi, and that's what I mean. Like, every time we go to Abu Dhabi, the villain wins. So I don't know why everyone thinks, it's going to be different this time, bro. You got MMA Guru out here saying, yeah, I'm going to be picking freaking Whittaker because I think Khamzat's going to gas out, bro. Khamzat's going to gas out. Khamzat's not going to gas out. He's probably going to fucking submit Whittaker in the first round, TKO him. Fucking, I can't stress this enough, bro. Like, the fan favorites aren't going to win. And I'm not out here, I'm not one of these guys who's like, yeah, bro, I'm the biggest Khamzat fan. I'm the biggest fucking Magomed fan. I'm not even a fan of these guys. I'm more of a Whittaker fan. I'd rather have Whittaker win. The thing is, they're not going to win. Like, you're seriously, you're living in a fantasy land, bro, if you think that these guys are going to win. Because by now, I've witnessed too many events of, me rooting for the freaking fan favorite. Me rooting for Volk, rooting for Charles, rooting for Corey Sandhagen, rooting for these guys. And they get freaking put out. Rooting for Usman. That was another example. I thought Usman, he might be able to pull off a freaking crafty win. Don't count Usman out. And then he freaking, he gets 10-8'd in the first round. And he actually did go to, like, basically a draw. But that's, like, the best we're ever going to get. Is a freaking draw. You might see freaking Magomed going to his 5th draw of the year with Rakic. But that's it, bro. Like, we're never going to get the big win that we're wanting. That these guys are wanting. Like, a Max Holloway. Max Holloway's not going to win. This is all set up for Max Holloway to lose, and lose to a villain, and have freaking Ilia Topuria blow up as the big villain in the UFC, which he already is, and I freaking love it. I love Ilia Topuria's villain arc. Khamzat, I don't know, like, Khamzat, I'm not gonna lie, it would probably be better for the sport if Khamzat won, just because we would have a new title challenger at middleweight, but I want Robert Whittaker to win, man. Like, I'm a Whittaker fan, I'm gonna be rooting for him in this matchup. It's just I'm not going to be picking any of these, these guys' opponents. I'm not going to be picking a Rakic. If Gon were on this fight, I'd be picking Gon, even though I don't like the guy, because I just know every time you go to Abu Dhabi, it's always, the guy that you don't want to winning. So that's kind of what this is. It's a reality check if you're freaking picking Max Holloway. If, you think Max is going to get, bro, he's going to get it. No, trust me, bro. I see something, bro. It's like he's going to land that flush combo, and he's going to freaking TKO Ilia Topuria. Or, you're one of these guys who thinks, oh, bro, Khamzat gashes out so easily. That, like, it's always the same thing. We always see a little imperfection in these guys' game. Like, we'll see, bro, Volk did you see how hard of a fight Volk gave Islam in the first one, bro? No. I swear, bro. Volk has something up his sleeve, bro. He's gonna come into... He wouldn't take this fight on short notice without something up his sleeve, man. And then he freaking gets KO'd in the first, and it's Volk's official death, right? Because, that dude, that was Volk's death. Okay, because the next fight, against Ilia, that was a fake Volk, bro. Like, I was cheering for Ilia. I was freaking happy when Volk got KO'd. But when Volk got KO'd against Islam, man, that was fucking... ruined my whole week. It ruined my whole week. I was freaking depressed for the whole week because, you know, these guys, these villains always end up winning. So I'm preparing myself mentally. I'm going to be picking these guys, and I'll be happy if I get my picks right. And, you know, I advise you to do the same, because I already know we're going to be seeing a big MMA guru cope session where, you know, he picks Robert Whittaker, and Whittaker gets fucking chinned or some shit. Like, I could literally see that happening. I could see Whittaker getting chinned against Khamzat, and it's going to be fucking depressing. And I can see, you know, I could see an MMA guru, he goes, you know, I think Rakic is going to give him trouble with those leg kicks, bro. I think, you know, I could see those leg kicks really eating up Rakic and, you know, or fucking Magomed, and, you know, Magomed gets a freaking loss here. That's not going to happen, bro. Magomed, despite the fact that, you know, he's going to lose to Alex Pereira, he's going to get this win because it's in Abu Dhabi. The only guy who I think I would ever pick to win, you know, the fan favorite who I would pick to win in Abu Dhabi is probably Alex Pereira. If Alex versus Magomed happened in Abu Dhabi, yeah. If that happened here, I would probably pick him. I think that's the only guy who would be, you know, you'd have a bit of an invincibility when it came to the Abu Dhabi curse, which is basically just the villain winning. And if you're saying, you know, if you're one of these guys who's saying, well, what about Whittaker? Didn't he beat, what's that kid's name? Ikram or whatever? Ikram Maliski. Yeah. Didn't he beat Ikram in Abu Dhabi? No. That was Saudi Arabia. Okay? That's just another proof. There's no case where, you know, the fan favorite, the consensus fan favorite, because, you know, sure, Islam has made himself into a bit of a fan favorite now, but at the time, everyone was rooting for Volk. Unless you were a Dagestani fan, you know, you'd get freaking slaughtered if they caught you rooting for Islam back in the day. But listen, if everyone that you root for, if you're a normal fan, loses at Abu Dhabi, so I'm done making myself think that, you know, Robert Whittaker, bro, he has a chance in this. He's gonna freaking, I think he could pull a win off, man. I think, you know, Khamzat's gonna gas out. It's not gonna happen. We need to prepare ourselves mentally. We need to just accept that, bro. We're not living in the freaking fantasy land anymore, man. We're not living in that time where, you know, all the good guys win, and, you know, it's gonna be freaking rose petals falling from the sky, and, you know, fireworks are gonna freaking start blasting off. It's not gonna happen, bro. And Ilia Topuria is the one that I know. He's the reason why I'm even making this video, because I know he's gonna win, obviously. And then it's just gonna trickle down from there, bro. It's gonna be all the villains winning. These are only really the big villains that I could think of on the card. You know, I'm sure there's probably some freaking, basically every Dagestani's gonna win. I'll tell you that right now. These aren't, you know, I'm not doing a full freaking card pick right now, but when it comes down to it, I'm going to be picking all the Dagestanis. I'm going to be picking all the guys who are the, you know, the consensus villains of the UFC. And I think that they're going to be fucking winning. I think they're going to get their big wins. And that's it. I mean, I really wanted to just do like a little bit of a rant video, because I'm seeing too many people acting like, bro, what the fuck? You're picking Magomed? Bro, what? Dagestani fan. You're picking Khamzat? Yo, what the fuck? Like, bro, it has nothing to do with I like these guys. That's the problem. People are picking these are, you know, Whittaker, and they're picking Rakic to win because they don't like these guys, and they want to discredit them. They want to discredit a Khamzat Chimaev. They want to discredit an Ilia Topuria. They act like, you know, Ilia, bro, he went to a decision with a 40-year-old, as if he didn't 50-42 the guy. Like, dude, it's insane. They'll say that, and they'll say, you know, bro, Magomed sucks. Like, you know, I've been there. That's the thing, I've been there. I've been the guy who picked Johnny Walker against Magomed. I'm not kidding, I did. I said, you know, well, maybe Johnny Walker, I could see him landing that freaking KO blow. And, you know, I could see a freaking, a big, you know, upset coming. And then Johnny Walker just gets fucked. But that's the thing, bro. Like, I'm done doing that. I already know these guys are going to win. So I'm not going to try and, you know, convince myself otherwise, which I feel like people are doing. People that are picking Whittaker and Rakic and, you know, Max Holloway, they're trying to convince themselves that, you know, no, good guy's going to win, bro. Good guy's gonna get a win. I see something here, bro. No, there's a hole in Ilia's game, bro. There's a hole in Ilia's game for sure. No, bro. You need to wake up. Whatever. Don't wake up. You're just not gonna, I'm telling you, you're gonna be depressed after this card. It happens to every Abu Dhabi card. So that's why, you know, I'm gonna be getting all my freaking 3 picks right here. And I'm gonna be happy as a freaking horse, man. I'm gonna be happy as a horse. That's it for the video, though, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think, you know, one of these guys, I'm sure the popular take that I've been seeing a lot is that Whittaker's gonna get the win, bro. Khamzat's gonna gas out. I'm telling you guys, Khamzat's not going to gas out. I'm going to say that right now. Khamzat's going to fucking surprise you guys. And, dude, that's the major one. Because I think a lot of us by now have accepted that Ilia Topuria is probably going to win. And there's not really a reason to pick Max Holloway other than, bro, I feel like something's going to happen. But the Whittaker one, people are actually looking like, well, I do see Khamzat gasses out kind of easily. I could see, Khamzat maybe gasses out and freaking Whittaker TKOs him in the later rounds. I don't see that happening, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That would be like a freaking Fantasyland pick. I don't think that's gonna happen, but it's whatever. Let me know what you guys think's gonna happen. Quick little rant video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.